Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the Hardline Transports Outlaw Truck Series tonight. These trucks will be taking on Texas Motor Speedway for 100 laps of racing action. And you might be wondering, hey, you don't sound like Josh Hall. That's because I'm not. My name's Atlee Atman-Leese, and I will be subbing for Josh tonight to call tonight's action here in the Outlaw Truck Series. Unfortunately, Josh Hall is having a trip to the emergency room. Something happened with his back, so I will be filling in for him tonight, and hopefully, prayers out to Josh. Hopefully he can get, his back can get better. I know that is all probably miserable for him, especially with the fact that he's ending his birthday week this week. So prayers out to Josh Hall. Hope your back gets better, man. But we're getting ready for some exciting racing action here tonight at Texas. Last week, we were getting dirty at Knoxville. Logan Monteith took the victory, leading 22 of the 40 laps. We saw Matt Telder. He ended up finishing second. He led 6 of the 40 laps. Third was Garrett Kinder. Fourth, Michael Kostick. And rounding out your top 5 was Corey Hines, who ended up starting on the pole. So now, after last week's race at Knoxville, we still have a very, very tight battle for the point standings lead. Only 11 points separate first and second. Right now in first, it is Corey Hines. He has 2 wins this season, 224 points. Then 11 points behind him. In second, it is Jonathan Cofield. Third is Tyler Barnett. Fourth, Michael Kostick. And fifth is Logan Monteith. So tonight's great. After tonight's race, we may have a new point standings leader depending on how Corey Hines and Jonathan Cofield both do tonight. Of course, we want to thank Hardline Transports for all of their support of the Outlaw Truck Series. So thank you to Hardline Transports. Their logo is going to be on the screen right now. There we go. Hardline Transport Solutions, Inc. Right now in practice, our point standings leader, Corey Hines, is leading with a 29.85. That'll put him a little bit ahead of second place, Jonah Colbert. Third, Jonathan Cofield. Fourth, Mike Kostick. Fifth, Ryan Huff, right now in practice. So this should be a fantastic race here. Texas always produces great racing. 1.5-mile intermediate track owned by Speedway Motorsports, Inc., the creators of Charlotte, Las Vegas, Texas, of course. They own Bristol, Dover. Besides NASCAR, they are the other big ownership group of NASCAR tracks. But supposedly, in the near future, Texas Motor Speedway may be reconfigured into another type of track. Maybe a super speedway like Atlanta, or a short track like Auto Club, or maybe something else entirely. Who knows? But all I know is that NASCAR says that they are most likely in the near future going to reconfigure Texas. Texas is the current host of the NASCAR All-Star Race, which was held earlier this year, with Ryan Blaney taking the win. And here we go. Qualifying is underway here at Texas Motor Speedway. Drivers will get 2 laps to try to decide their best possible lap time, and that will decide where they start on the grid for the feature. There's Tyler Weeks in the number 44 F-150. We got Corey Bigley on the backstretch heading into 3 and 4. There's Bethlehem's Andy Kurtz in the number 5 heading through 3 and 4. There's James Searfoss in the number 15 machine, heading on to the front stretch and getting ready to begin his first lap. Run about center of the corner through 1 and 2. Bigley hugging that bottom as he comes off a turn number 2, or excuse me, that's 4, as he crosses the start-finish line. Corey Bigley to the top of the board. 30.25 is the lap time for that 82 machine. You may recognize Corey from another one of our series, the Thunderstruck Super Series that we broadcast typically on Thursday nights. Ryan Huff to second, 30.38. That'll put him a little bit over a tenth off of Corey Bigley. Then we see the other Corey Hines to second. And then as I say that, Steve McDonald to first place. We got a lot of shifting around going on here in qualifying. Corey Bigley back again. As I say that, looks like Jared Reed now to the top of the board. 30.10 for the 07 machine. Andy Kurtz runs second. And as I say that, Jonah Colbert to the top of the board. 30.05 for that 31 machine. Lap number 2 for Corey Hines. He runs a 30.00, so that will put him about 500ths ahead of Jonah Colbert. Then we got third Mike Kostick, 30.08. So I say that Jonathan Cofield moves to third, about 500ths off of first place. Corey Hines still in the lead at the moment. There's Greg Froelich in the 71 heading through turns 3 and 4. We got Matt Clemon. There's the only Canadian in the field, Mike Bertassa, in the number 43 on the backstretch right now. Currently sits last on the board with a 31.07. Let's see if he can improve on lap number 2. And he does. He is able to get ahead of Colton Lanford and moves to the 22nd position. He ran a 30.70. I believe Mike Bertassa is practicing his pit stop right now. Which I'm not sure if these drivers are going to have to make 1 or 2 pit stops tonight. May depend on how many cautions we have. Excited to have everyone here with us tonight for the Outlaw Truck Series. Make sure to take this time to share that stream on whatever platform you are watching. Helps us out a ton, helps expose us to more people, helps, give exposure to the league, the drivers, the sponsors, and who knows, you might have somebody see it that hasn't seen our content before but might really, really enjoy it. So make sure to share that stream. And when you do it, your name will pop up on the broadcast. We see Matt Telder heading out onto the track in that number 7 machine. Currently exiting the pits here. Not sure if qualifying is 5 or 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes. Telder will have plenty of time to turn a qualifying lap. There goes Telder through 3 and 4. Let's actually look at the cockpit cam of Matt Telder. This is exactly what Telder is currently seeing right now on his screen or in, his VR goggles. So heading into 1 and 2. Staying about a car length off of that white line, or I guess you could say a truck length. 3 and 4, same thing, about a car length off of that white line, actually going all the way against it through 3 and 4. Trying to chop off that front stretch as much as possible. Lap number 1, that will put him in 19th, 30.40. About 4/10 off of first place Corey Hines. Let's see if Telder can improve on lap number 2. I believe he can. Normally lap number 2 is the money lap, considering the truck has had a lot of time to get wound up. Coming off of 4, Matt Telder will run a 30.29, so he hops up now to the 16th place position, about 3/10 now off of first place Corey Hines. So second lap, Telder shaved off about a 10th. So shout out to that 7 machine, looking to try to be a big mover tonight and work his way up through the field. So I have 2 other drivers that need to qualify, Gary Wright and Tommy Osborne. I'm not sure if either of them will qualify. That is the question. So let me know who you're picked to win tonight, or who you're cheering for in the chat. If I had to choose somebody to win, I would probably say, based on what I've seen from previous intermediate track races and practice and qualifying here today, I'd probably have to say Jonah Colbert in that number 31. I've looked at previous intermediate races from season 4, and I believe he won at Kansas, and right, Kansas or Las Vegas, I can't remember, back in season 4, and finished second a couple other times at these intermediate tracks. And qualifying second here, I think he is definitely going to be the one to beat tonight. He's got to get by Corey Hines, though, for this lead. Hines starting on the pole. Like most tracks, one of the keys to tonight's event will be saving those tires. Later in a tire run, you're going to really see the drivers that are very, very good at saving their stuff, saving their tires at the top of the field, while the others who are not so great at it will fall down to the bottom. Tommy's Stuff 1 on YouTube, says Greg Barnett, number 38. Let's see. Greg qualified 6th. So, looking to have a good top 10 run here tonight in that 38. Let's see what he can do. Man from Lyman, South Carolina, running with Grave Intentions Racing. Greg Barnett, definitely a good pick. Looking very, very fast here tonight. Had a rough race last week at Knoxville, which Knoxville, in my opinion, was kind of a wild card race where, you know, anybody really had a chance to win. We saw a driver who didn't have a win yet this season pick up the win with Logan Monteith. Texas, a little bit more of a driver's track, not really a wild card track. Really, the best of the best are going to be up front here. So here we go. Let's take a look for the starting lineup. And I apologize, we have the wrong logo on the screen. But here we go. On the pole with a 29.997, it is the 57 of Corey Hines on the pole. Outside of him, representing owner of JC Motorsports, the 31 of Jonah Colbert. Third, it's Bandits Motorsport, number 58, Jonathan Cofield. He has his teammate Mike Kostick in the 3 outside of him. And then rounding out your top 5, we have Jared Reed in the 07. Sixth, we have Grave Intentions Racing's Greg Barnett in the 38. Seventh is Bandits Motorsports' Steve McDonald in the 68. Eighth, we have BK Motorsports' Andy Kurtz. Ninth, representing Evil Empire, Ryan Huff in the 9. And then rounding out your top 10, we have Florida's Corey Bigley in the 82. 11th, we have Extreme Motorsports' Kai Schappert in the 4. 12th is Reaper Racing's Brandon Wallace in the 99. In 13th, Aaron Sayer in the 42. 14th, Kevin Ruff, representing Front Row Racing in the 24. And then rounding out your top 15, we have Pale Horse Racing's Brandon Pollock in the 1. 16th, we have the 7 of Matt Telder. 17th, it's Pale Horse Racing's Matt Clemens, starting right behind his teammate in the 19 machine. 18th is Ryan Derrick, starting directly outside of teammate Matt Clemens. 19th is Tyler Weeks. 20th, James Searfoss. 21st, we have Butch Taylor. 22nd, we have owner of Greg Froelich Racing, Greg Froelich. 23rd, representing Hardline Motorsports, it's Mike Bertassa, the only Canadian in the field. And then 24th, Grave Intentions, Colton Lanford. Round out your top 25, owner of GW Racing, Gary Wright. And then rounding out your top 26, Tommy Osborne. So a huge field, 26 trucks, only one will win here tonight. Question is, who will that be? Look at this. Corey Hines starting on the pole. Outside of him, one of iRacing's most favorite painters on Trading Paints, Jonah Colbert in the 31. This should be a fun one. Pace truck is in. And green flag is out here at Texas Motor Speedway. There we see Corey Hines taking off side by side for second. Jonathan Cofield, Jonah Colbert. Cofield, who has the advantage on the inside, has the nose as we head into 1 and 2 side by side. And Cofield is clear now to the second place spot as we head on to the backstretch now. Jonathan Cofield will be setting his sights on your first place driver, Corey Hines, as we head here through 3 and 4, trying to get a good run. That number 58 Chevrolet. And Corey Hines will lead the first lap here at Texas Motor Speedway. Losing him a little bit as we head into 1 and 2. We were talking about Jonathan Cofield in the 58. Pushes up a little bit off the exit of 2. Jonah Colbert trying to get back by him for that second place spot. That is where Jonah Colbert started this race, but lost the position on lap number 1. Bit by bit, Hines is extending that gap between him and Cofield. Corey Hines, last time by, just ran the fastest lap time of the race. 30.07 for that 57 machine. No wonder he is in the lead right now here at Texas. Trying to get away from Jonathan Cofield here. Cofield still trying to give him some pressure. Great run on the front stretch for that 58 machine. Seems like Cofield has really, really good straightaway speed, but seems to lose Hines in the corners. Mike Kostick, last time by, ran the fastest lap time of the race, 29.94 for that number 3 machine. He currently resides in the 4th place position, trying to get by Jonah Colbert for 3rd. Right now, what Cofield is kind of doing is he's looking to see what Hines is doing, where he's braking, where he's lifting, where he's getting back into the gas, how much he's arcing his corner, and he's gonna need to use that information to try to get by that 57. So maybe if Hines is getting back into the gas in a certain spot, Cofield is going to need to find a way to adjust his line or adjust where he's running on track to try to get into the gas earlier than when Hines is. And another thing is Jonathan Cofield's waiting for Hines to make a mistake, which can easily happen here in these trucks. Texas, very, very difficult track. Takes a lot of skill to master it. So bit by bit, Cofield beginning to reel in Corey Hines for this first place spot. Great run, heading off of turn number 4, getting closer and closer into that back bumper. Hines looking, I bet, very, very nervous, looking in that rearview mirror. But you can't mirror race, you still got to focus on hitting your marks ahead of you. Because sometimes when you're mirror driving and not exactly focused on what's ahead of you, it's easy to make a mistake, which will make it extremely easy for the car behind you to make a pass. Cofield is trying to run away from third place driver Jonah Colbert. Right now, though, 1st through 7th, all pretty much in close proximity of each other. Nobody's really running away from anybody. Then we see a little bit of a drop-off between 7th place Andy Kurtz and 8th place Greg Barnett. See, Matt Telder on YouTube says I can't qualify. I'll be up front later. We already see Matt Telder has gained 5 positions since the green flag drop. After starting in 16th, he is now up to 11th. Trying to reel in 10th place driver Ryan Huff. The battle continues for the first place spot between Corey Hines and Jonathan Cofield. Both drivers running pretty much identical lap times. Cofield is going to need to be about a half or a whole tenth faster than Hines if he wants to get by him. So he's going to need to find a way to adjust his line or adjust where he's running to maybe pick up a 10th on Corey Hines. Once again, both drivers running pretty much identical lap times. Great run, though, here in 1 and 2 for Jonathan Cofield, getting ever closer to that back bumper of Corey Hines. And don't count out Colbert, Kostick, and Reed, they are all right there as well. If something happens with your front two, Hines and Cofield, then those three that I just named, Colbert, Kostick, and Reed, they might be able to pounce on the situation and gain a spot or two or three. Cofield continuing to have great runs on Corey Hines, but he can't quite get under him. Got a side-by-side battle between the two Jack Daniels cars, Mike Kostick and Jared Reed. See right now, Kostick has the nose on the high side. Reed tucks back in line. Now Kostick looking low under Jonah Colbert for this third place spot. Side by side, Colbert with the nose getting a little bit loose, and that will not only open the door for Jared Reed, not only open the door for Mike Kostick, for also Jared Reed as well. So the floodgates open for Colbert there. He falls to the fifth place spot. Kostick to third, Reed to fourth. The battle continues for first between Corey Hines and Jonathan Cofield. Last time by, Cofield was a little bit faster. Let's see. That time by, Hines was a little bit faster, but really not by much. These two are kind of in a stalemate right now. Hines cannot get away from Jonathan Cofield. He can't really run away with the lead, but Cofield can't really catch him and try to set up a pass. Cofield lost him there in 3 and 4. Maybe Hines is starting to get away once again. Yeah, that gap is extending between Hines and Cofield. Last time by, Hines was about a half a tenth faster than Jonathan Cofield. This time by, once again, Hines faster than Cofield. Hines just gonna try to continue to hit those marks and be consistent here. Hines representing Elite Performance Industries, who, as some of you may know, is partnered with Intensity Broadcasting. They have their commercials before every broadcast, and I'm actually a member, a driver development driver for EPI, so definitely if you're looking for great setups or driver coaching, you've got apparel, they've got everything you need to be successful in iRacing. I mean, they got telemetry training. Elite Performance Industries is definitely the way to go. I mean, look at this. One of their drivers, Corey Hines, leading an Original Rebels Racing League Outlaw Truck Series race here at Texas. This just shows, I mean, just how dominant a lot of these Elite Performance Industries drivers are. We're seeing that tonight. So again, if you're looking for great setups, paint schemes, telemetry training, apparel, driver coaching, then Elite is the way to go. Go be Elite. Go to raceepi.com. Corey Hines continuing to try to get away here from Jonathan Cofield. These two are now pretty much in a league of their own. 7/10 separate them, in third place Jared Reed, who actually got by Mike Kostick for that third place spot. These drivers at lap number 21 have now seen about 1 second of tire fall off. the tires beginning to wear. I'm not sure how pit strategy is going to work here tonight, whether we will see a one-stop race or a two-stop race. These drivers are going to split this race in half or into thirds. Time will tell here. So here we go. Corey Hines has officially gotten the gap between him and Jonathan Cofield to about 3/10. The field beginning to get spread out right now. Closest battle, here comes Andy Kurtz coming up on Steve McDonald for that 6th place spot. Apologize for viewers on YouTube. We don't have Nightbot on tonight, so there may be some spam bots at times, but we will block them. So we are now a quarter of the way through this thing. Corey Hines has been absolutely dominant all race long, has led the first 25 laps. And I do want to take this time a little bit to talk about the track that we are racing at tonight, Texas Motor Speedway. Everything is bigger in Texas, and that includes racetracks. The mile-and-a-half oval of Texas Motor Speedway is home to everything from NASCAR to IndyCar to Legend Cars and boasts a Lone Star state-size seating capacity. Now, located on the north side of Fort Worth, Texas, the construction of Texas Motor Speedway began in spring of 1995 and required the movement of more than 4 million cubic yards of earth before it was completed the following year. The track's first major race, a NASCAR Busch Series event in April of 1997, was won by Mark Martin, while Jeff Burton captured the first NASCAR Winston Cup Series race the following day in front of a sellout crowd of over 200,000 people. That same year, the IndyCar Series scheduled a date at Texas Motor Speedway, won by Arie Luyendyk, and the track has since been the scene of some of the closest, fastest, and spectacular racing on the IndyCar schedule. iRacing's virtual version of Texas Motor Speedway includes a total of 6 configurations, from the big 24-degree bank quad oval to the pit lane and front stretch short oval that plays host to Legend and Bandolero car races, plus a total of 4 road course layouts, the 2.28-mile primary circuit, and that includes most of the big oval, and 3 smaller infield-only courses. So there you go. That is some information on the track that we are running at tonight, Texas Motor Speedway. Definitely a staple on the NASCAR schedule. Mentioned earlier in the broadcast, though, in real life, they are thinking about reconfiguring the track to something else other than its current mile-and-a-half intermediate track form, whether maybe turning it to a super speedway, kind of like what Atlanta looks like, or maybe turning it into a short track like Auto Club is doing, or maybe something else. Who knows? But I know Texas is definitely NASCAR fans' least favorite tracks, just because a lot of the times the racing is a bit dull. And I think, I will say, I don't know if we maybe need another intermediate super speedway like Atlanta, but I think that definitely the changes that were made to Atlanta were very, very good. I think there was some awesome racing in both races, or at least from what I saw. So who knows? I know we have a lot of drivers here in the original Rebels Racing League from the Texas, Oklahoma area. So this is the home track for a lot of people. I believe for the All-Star race, the Rebels had a original Rebels Racing League meetup with a lot of the drivers for the All-Star race. Got a battle going on for this 4th place spot between Jonah Colbert and Mike Kostick. Got Ford versus Chevy. See what Colbert tries to do here. Kostick passed Colbert earlier on for the 3rd place spot, and then we saw Reed ended up passing Kostick for 3rd. So now Kostick trying to not lose yet another position after gaining 2. We saw there Colbert kind of slipping and sliding around in turns 3 and 4. That really hurt his lap time. And look at this. Looks like these drivers are going to try to split this race into thirds. So I think it's going to be a 2 pit stop race. Andy Kurtz will be the first driver into the pits, it looks like, at exactly lap number 33. That'll be 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel for that number 5 machine. He will begin the green flag pit stop process here. Jonah Colbert continuing to try to get by Mike Kostick for this 4th place spot. Colbert trying to look low here in 3 and 4. He was right on the back bumper of that 3 heading through the backstretch, but he couldn't quite get below him. So he's going to continue to hang out in that 5th place spot and continue to try to set up the pass. We see Mike Bertassa into the pits now, ready for his first green flag pit stop. Matt Telder is into the pits, looking to take some fresh Goodyear tire Sunoco fuel and put him on that Toyota. We do have a battle. Actually, no, it's not a battle. It's already happened. Jared Reed has gotten by Jonathan Cofield for the 2nd place spot. We see right now Cofield about 2/10 from that 07 Jack Daniels machine. And he falls behind immensely there in 3 and 4. More drivers in. Gary Wright in the number 21. He is making his green flag pit stop. Great run on the front stretch for Cofield. Taking a peek to the outside of Jared Reed. Outside definitely not the preferred lane here at Texas. Haven't really seen anybody running up there. Texas really isn't known for its multi-groove racing. Uh-oh, this looks to be an unscheduled pit stop for Mike Bertassa. He may have had a penalty, actually. I'm not sure what is going on there with the 43 of Mike Bertassa. Greg Barnett making his green flag pit stop in that number 38 machine. Fresh Goodyear tire, Sunoco fuel for that Ford. Yeah, Tyler Tomasi on Facebook, he says, is this Atlee? Yes, this is Atlee. I'm filling in for Josh Hall tonight. Unfortunately, he is in the emergency room having back issues. So prayers out to Josh. Hopefully his back can get feeling better. But yeah, to answer your question, this is Atlee tonight. Long time no see, Tyler. Yeah, that was a long, I'm sure I do. That was in like 20. He says, "OMG, sounds so much different from the last time I raced." Yeah, I'm sure I do. I remember, I believe the last time I called a race with you, and it was at least 2020, which has been 2 years. But great to have you tuning in to watch the broadcast. Thanks for tuning in, man. Tyler Tomasi, late model driver, up in New England. He's ran in Intensity Broadcasting series previously. Definitely making a name for himself up there. Should check out his social media. I believe it's like Tyler Tomasi Motorsports, probably. We got Tyler Weeks into the pits now. That 44 tie-dye machine is getting ready to take some Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel, and he misses his pit stop immensely. That'll definitely cost him some time on pit road. Yeah, absolutely. It'd be awesome to have you, Tyler, in any of our leagues. This is a great league that we have here on Sunday nights. We're going to have a double header tonight after this. Both leagues are part of the original Rebels Racing League. It's the Outlaw Truck Series and the Rebels Truck Series, which is Craftsman Truck Series trucks at all different intermediate, short tracks, dirt tracks, road courses, and whatnot. Very, very fun series. Original Rebels, a great group of guys. Fridays, we have the Original Rebels Grand National Series, which is Xfinity cars. Wednesdays, we have the SESRA Xfinity Series, which are Xfinity cars. Tuesday, SESRA Truck Series, which is trucks. So, pretty much the only leagues that we broadcast right now are truck and Xfinity leagues. Starting in September, we will begin broadcasting the Thunderstruck Super Series again, hopefully. Fantastic short track league. Always great racing. I understand. I've been very, very busy with Bandolero racing. So I completely understand how you don't really have time to run in any leagues right now. Of course, October, November, December, everything will start to slow down, I'm sure, for you. Right now, Corey Hines continues to lead here at Texas. 2-second lead over second place. Jerry Reed side by side for third. Cofield and Jonah Colbert right now. Colbert with the nose as we head here through 3 and 4. And Jonah Colbert now to that third place spot, trying to get to where he started, which was that second place position. Next car he's going to need to catch his driver in second. Jack Daniels machine of Jared Reed. We are coming up now on the halfway point in tonight's event. And after this race, do not go away, because a couple minutes afterwards, we're going to go live with the Original Rebels Racing League Rebels Truck Series. And look at this, Corey Hines, your leader, into the pits, making his first of 2 green flag pit stops. Kai Shepard also into the pits. Ryan Huff, Matt Clemmen, Aaron Sayer, all into the pits. I guess everybody saw that the leader was coming in, so they decided they were going to come in with him. Brandon Mischief Pollock into the pits. So now this will give the lead to Jonah Colbert, as we see Jared Reed and Jonathan Cofield both into the pits. Same thing with Steve McDonald. So now Jonah Colbert is in the lead, 2-second lead over second place Mike Kostick. Ryan Derrick is into the pits now. There we go, Jonah Colbert making that hard left turn onto pit road. Mike Kostick comes in. Caven Ruff. Brandon Wallace is in. So look at this. After everything shuffles through, Andy Kurtz is to the lead. He came in at lap number 32. And then Matt Telder, who's running in second, he came at lap number 34. Corey Hines is the first driver with very, very fresh tires. He's about 2 seconds away from second place Matt Telder, and then about 9 seconds away from first place Andy Kurtz. We see Tyler Tomasi says, I raced until last weekend of October running supers and sport trucks in the same night. Next year, every weekend, running 3 cars, trucks, late models, and super late models, all in the same night. Going to be insane. That is absolutely wild. Sounds like you have a busy, busy schedule with the triple duty. I see you in the waiting room, Eddie. Looks like we got a guest analyst here for tonight's event. It is Eddie Morris. Eddie, got a copy?
Hey, yeah, man. How's it going, brother?
Doing pretty good. We're about halfway through this truck race here. It's been a fantastic race so far here at Texas. And, I mean, you know, you're very experienced here. You're very experienced in the trucks running in the SCSRA Truck Series. I mean, what is it like here at these intermediate tracks like Texas?
I don't know, man. Most of my wins come at Talladega and these things, or Daytona. I looked up last season and picked up the win at the old configuration at Atlanta, which was pretty cool, being able to get it done there. But as far as Texas goes, man, it's a different animal. So
we've had one round of green flag pit stops so far. Andy Kurtz leads the field, but looks like Corey Hines, who has the freshest tires out of the entire field, he is gotten by Matt Telder for the second place spot. He's running about a second faster than your first place driver, Andy Kurtz. He should reel him in no time.
Yeah, man, when you can get them fast laps going here at Texas, you're on one there, bro. I'm telling you, it's nothing like it. It's pretty fun.
It's going to be very, very difficult. We see Andy Kurtz reeling in a whole pack of lap cars here at Texas. He's going to have to find a way to maneuver around all of them cleanly, which may pose to be very difficult. As I say that, wrecking the 2288 goes around. Gary Wright looks like Ryan Derrick, some of the drivers that were involved in that one. Luckily, your leader, Andy Kurtz, was able to make it through unscathed. And no caution flag will come out. That was very, very sketchy right there. Here we see.
Yeah, iRacing's definitely been going crazy with those no cautions lately, but man, that was heck of some driving, and could have been a lot worse than what it was.
Absolutely, because it looks like both drivers, Gary Wright and Ryan Derrick, are both forward on the track, which is a very, very good sign. Must have had a very, very good save, and it looks like we have Brandon Pollock in the one car currently into the pits. He has a little bit of rear end damage. Let's see what he's going to do here. He is going to take that fast repair and some fuel. As I say that, look at this. Andy Kurtz into the pits now in that 5 machine. He is in for his second and last pit stop. So after he comes in, he will have the freshest tires out of the entire field. And after last green flag pit stops, he was the first to cycle through back to the lead, looking to try to do a little bit of the same here.
Yeah, Corey Hines looks like he's putting down some pretty good laps right now also. So.
Absolutely, although he is not the fastest driver on track right now. Currently, the fastest driver on track is going to be that 3 machine of Mike Kostick. Currently trying to reel in your 5th place driver, Jonathan Cofield. Last time by, he ran a 30.47 compared to Corey Hines' 31.18 that he ran.
Oh, wow.
So, Kostick, freshest tires out of the entire field. Very, very fast right now. He's just trying to continue to work his way up through the field. And, of course, Texas, very, very hard on the tires. That's been in the name of the game. As I say that, Matt Telder, he is into the pits now, getting his 2nd and last set of tires. Sunoco fuel as well for that 7 machine. This will be his last pit stop. Drivers splitting this race into thirds with this 100 lapper. See Tyler Tomaso on Facebook. He says, also been wanting to get into commentary. So if you guys ever need another person in the booth, let me know. Absolutely, Tyler. We'd always be happy to have you in the booth. We'll be sure to let you know if we ever need somebody else in the booth.
Absolutely.
But appreciate you tuning in tonight, Tyler. And good luck in your real life racing, man.
Heck yeah.
You got Jonah
Go
Cole.
get him, bud.
Oh yeah, Tyler Tomasi has always been a very big guy here in the Tennessee Broadcasting. He's been with us for the beginning in a lot of our series. So good luck in real life. As I say that, we're just talking about that. We see Jonah Colbert able to get by Greg Barnett for this 2nd place spot. Jonah Colbert is actually currently running faster lap times than your 1st place driver, Corey Hines. He's reeling them in bit by bit. 4 seconds separate 1st and 2nd right now. We see Colbert just heading off of turn number 2. Hines heading into turn 3 right now. So about straightaway separates these two.
Do you think Hines is saving anything for a little bit later in the run, or do you think Colbert's catching him that fast? Do you think the fall off of these tires makes that big of a difference, or?
Honestly, I think I can attribute it to the tire fall off. We're getting near in the end of the run here for Corey Hines, so I think we'll probably see Hines make his way onto pit road very, very soon. His last stint was no, he will not, actually. His last stint was about 48 laps, and he's about 15 laps into his stint right now. So I don't know how long he is willing to stay out. I mean, if he stays out for 48 laps, then he'll be able to make it for the rest of the way. So I think some of these drivers are going to maybe gamble and just try to stay out for the rest of the race here. The question is, will it work out?
Seen some races where it has worked out, and I've seen some where it hasn't. So it makes it pretty interesting for sure. See how it plays out.
We got Caven Ruff trying to get by Greg Barnett for this 4th place spot. He is able to get clear now, and he's going to be setting his sights on your 3rd place driver, Mike Kostick. Cofield coming up on Greg Barnett as well. Barnett and Cofield both running pretty much identical lap times. We see that 71 car of Greg Froelich looks to be kind of holding up in there.
Somebody ask him how his temps are lap, man.
That would be, as you say that, we see a caution flag is out, the first one of the race. This has been a very, very clean race, and we've got the Kinder Cows. They have had a very, very long break here so far today, but it is finally time for them to do their job. We got the Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. We're going to take a look at exactly what happened here. Thank you to the Kinder Cows for all that they do. If it weren't for the Kinder Cows, we would not have a successful Wreckage Rewind. But here's a look at what happened. Just see him get loose on corner exit, probably when he got back into the gas. And looked like he might have had it saved, but loses it on the front stretch, it looks like. Man, he's really trying to hang on to it. Almost had it, but there you go. Officially goes around right as he was about to cross the start-finish line. Tags the outside wall a little bit there. Definitely unfortunate for that tie-dye machine of Tyler Weeks. And this is exactly what your leaders were hoping for. We see pretty much the entire field is going to come in here. This will be everybody's last pit stop. Everybody taking their last set of tires here. Now,
they were wheeling that bad boy, weren't they? Yeah, man.
Oh,
they
yeah.
were trying to save that thing. They almost had it, too. That was close.
I thought he was going to shout out to Tyler Weeks for almost saving it there. Didn't look to be too much damage. Maybe about 5 seconds of repairs. He should be fine. Now, whoever wins the race off of pit road will be in the lead, and that looks to be Corey Hines. Colbert second off of pit road. Caustic third. Kevin Ruff fourth, and then Greg Barnett is fifth. Hines and Colbert had the advantage of the fact that they had pit stalls 1 and 2. So they really didn't have too far to go after their pit stop. They've got to get by all of these lap cars that were put down a lap during green flag pit stops and green flag racing here. Now, this has been a very, very clean race. But, you know the saying, cautions breed cautions. The question is, will this be the one and only caution, or maybe will we have a couple more?
Always a good question, that, man. But I was at the Glen, and I seen this awesome shirt, man, and it said, cautions breed cautions.
That's right.
You know where somebody could pick something like that up at?
That is a perfect transition. I want to take this time to talk a little bit about our web store. Yes, Intensity Broadcasting has a web store, intensitybroadcasting.com, and there you can find some awesome Intensity Broadcasting merchandise. We have Intensity Broadcasting t-shirts, Intensity Broadcasting hats, Intensity Broadcasting mugs, stickers, mouse pads, Intensity Broadcasting polo shirts. They've got everything for everybody on there. Of course, I race in real life, and if you want to help support my real life racing, you can pick up some of my merchandise on there. We have Outlaw Racing shirts, hoodies, hats, and jackets, polos, beanies. Then we have our auto racing novelty section where we have awesome shirts. Like Eddie mentioned, we have the Cautions Breed Caution shirt. We have the Kick the Tires and Light the Fire shirt. Truck Cars, among other shirts. So make sure to check that out. And of course, we have the League collections. Especially make sure to check out the Original Rebels collection, as you know you are watching an Original Rebels broadcast. We have Rebels Racing League bubble-free stickers, perfect to put on your personal vehicle or your race car. We have a photo paper poster that you can hang up in your man cave or your sim room. And then we have Original Rebels t-shirts that come in 5 different colors and sizes, small to 5XL. Rock them everywhere you go. And if somebody asks you, hey, where'd you get that shirt? Tell them intensitybroadcasting.com. And we're also doing something new here. If you race in real life and you want some merchandise made for your race team to give out to, you know, to wear yourself or your team can wear or your fans can wear it, and you want to sell it online, make sure to contact us and we can whip up some shirts and hats and any other merchandise that you want, and it'll be on our store. So all you have to do is just send your family members or your fans or your crew members the Intensity Broadcasting store link, and they can find your merchandise on our store. So if you're a real life racer and you want some sick merchandise made, Intensity Broadcasting, contact us and we will get some made. You can see kind of what we do with my Outlaw Racing merch. It looks absolutely awesome. I know it's kind of an unwritten rule for racers to not wear their own merchandise, but I can't help but wear it. It looks absolutely awesome. Intensity Broadcasting did a great job making those shirts. So if you want some shirts like the Outlaw Racing shirts, make sure to hit us up. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing here in the Lone Star State here at Texas Motor Speedway. Corey Hines restarting on the bottom. Outside is Jonah Colbert. Then in third, it is Mike Caustic. Fourth, Kevin Ruff. And then rounding out your top 5, it is Greg Barnett. Everybody has fresh tires, and it is going to be a 30-lap sprint to the finish. No green flag pit stops. Nobody has to worry about those. It is just going to be some white knuckle intermediate track racing for 30 laps, finish off this race, see who will get the win. Still, I say keep your eye out on that 31 of Jonah Colbert. He was my pick to win tonight's race, restarting in second, trying to get by Corey Hines for this lead.
Yeah, he was definitely catching Corey Hines before that caution came out, so
here we go. He's going to be starting right by him. Green flag is back out, and what a restart for Corey Hines. He gets away from Jonah Colbert. Colbert has that Jack Daniels machine of Mike Kostick all over his back bumper, trying to reel him in, and now we see Colbert beginning to reel in Corey Hines as we head off of turn number 2 onto the backstretch. Here comes that 31 machine. Can he reel in Hines? We see right now Colbert looking to see what Hines is doing, where he's braking, where he's lifting, where he's getting back into the gas, and he's going to try to use all of that to his advantage to maybe potentially get by Hines. And he's also maybe, waiting for Hines to make a mistake. Great run as we head here into 1 and 2 for Jonah Colbert, getting right up to that back bumper of that 57. And no, he's sideways off the corner. What a save for that 31, but that is going to cost him a position or 2, maybe even 3. We see an caution flag is out. The caution looks to be unrelated to what we saw with that 31, so we're going to take a look here at the Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind to see exactly what happened here. Looked to be Ryan Derrick is the one that crashed. That is the 88 machine who has had some extremely bad luck tonight. He was involved in another incident where the caution did not come out. Let's see what exactly happened to this Brant machine. So here we go. We're watching the 88. Heading off of turn number 2, we see the 43 of Bertassa is sideways. Ooh. And it looks like when Bertassa was sideways, he kind of came down the track. The 88, the two make contact. He kind of checks up, and Pollock just gets right into that back bumper. 44, Tyler Weeks, nowhere to go except for into that front end of the 88. Tough break for Ryan Derrick. No wall, though, it looks like, for that 88 machine. Not too much damage. It's doable. I think he can get it fixed, but unfortunate. I mean, what was your take on that incident, Eddie?
Man, it just looked like somebody got loose and they didn't check up fast enough. Just a product of racing, man. That's my take on it. But you hate to see it, and hopefully he can get his optional or required done and get back out there and make some laps. There's not many left.
Yeah, it seems to be what he is doing right now. I believe he has already used up his fast repairs, so he is running against the clock. He is going to need to try to make it off pit road before the leaders head on to the front stretch so he does not go a lap down. Actually, I believe Derrick is already a lap down, so he doesn't really have to worry about staying on the lead lap. He's pretty much done for tonight's event being a lap down. First driver down a lap is currently in 19th is the 33 of Butch Taylor running that Jeff Burton throwback. And then the first driver on the lead lap is the 71 of Greg Froelich. So I believe Froelich got the lucky dog this caution. So Butch Taylor can stay in that 19th place spot next time. If we do have another caution, Butch Taylor will get the lucky dog. Now, I can't believe I predicted. I was saying how, before, the first, 60 laps, we had 0 cautions. And now we've had 2 in very, very close proximity of each other. We're really seeing the phrase, cautions breed cautions, come into play here.
Absolutely. And that caution also helps Jonah Colbert. He was racing real hard up there, trying to get the lead, and kind of lost it a little bit. And I think this caution will give him a breather and let him settle himself back down and make another run for the lead up there.
Absolutely. I have noticed a couple other times that Colbert has been really, really loose through the corners, and it's really costing him a few positions. So I think Colbert might need to try to get that looseness under control a little bit. Maybe adjust something with where he's running on track. Of course, you can't really make any adjustments on the car. I believe this is a fixed setup leak, so all you can really do is brake bias and steering ratio. But I think he might want to maybe change where he's running, how he's running in the corners, where he's running in the corners, where he's braking, where he's lifting, where he's getting back into the gas, to maybe make sure that he's not so squirrely heading off the corner.
Sure, I totally agree, man. But sometimes it's easier said than done, and we'll have to see if he can make the adjustment and bring it home.
Absolutely. Jonah Colbert, definitely the best intermediate track driver in the field. He won, I believe it was either at Las Vegas or Kansas last season. Got a couple other second places at these cookie cutter mile and a halves, and seems to always be really, really good up there up front. So we're going to see if old JC can pick up the victory here tonight. Jonah Colbert, fantastic paint scheme maker. He is one of the best on trading paints. So, yeah, some competition, Eddie.
Sounds like it.
Lights on the pace truck are off. We're getting ready to go back green here. Corey Hines restarting on the bottom. On the top, it will be Mike Kostick. Then behind them, it is Caven Ruff and Jonah Colbert with Jonathan Cofield in fifth. Corey Hines absolutely dominated all race long. Nobody has really been able to get anywhere near him. Let's see if that might change here with 25 laps to go. We are in the nitty-gritty of this race here at Texas Motor Speedway. This Lone Star 150 has been a phenomenal race so far. I don't see why that should change here with these last 25 laps. The pace truck leading the field through 3 and 4. Drivers getting their tires warmed up one last time before we get ready to go back green here. So this should be fun. Little 25-lap sprint. And who knows, we may see another caution. Anything can happen here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'd watch this jump right here on the restart, and because it's going to be key.
So here we go. They're coming to the Geico restart zone. Corey Hines takes off. Green flag is back out here at Texas Motor Speedway. Here comes Caven Ruff trying to reel in second place. Mike Kostick as we head into turns 1 and 2. Big run for that 24 machine. Here he comes trying to reel in Mike Kostick up off of turn number 2 onto the back stretch. And oh no! A bunch of cars hard into the outside wall. Third caution of the race is out. Cautions breed cautions continues to be true here at Texas. Third caution of the race. We've got the Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. See exactly what happened. I saw a extremely hard hit there for somebody into the outside wall. I believe that was James Searfoss in the number 15 machine who was battling for that 13th spot. Let's look at what happened. Side by side between Telder and Searfoss. We see Telder gets loose on the bottom of the track, and he just spins up the track into Reed, into Searfoss. And that's where we see that contact. We see Telder getting into the air, into the inside safer barrier for the PIF 15. The 4 machine barely able to squeak through. That's Kai Schappert. Man. Fortunate there for James Searfoss. Just minding his own business and just saw Telder get loose on the bottom and spin up into him.
Yeah, it's such a helpless feeling, man. Nowhere to go, and you're minding your own business, and next thing you know, you're getting clobbered. I hate it for you.
And we see Searfoss, a lot of drivers into the pits. Telder, Lanford, Jared Reed, Searfoss. The main driver that it really hurt was Matt Telder, who was definitely having a great run and just, man. I mean, it happens, especially in like the center of the corner or kind of where you're getting back into that gas. It's very, very easy when you're applying that gas back into the car for it to, whip around and get loose. But
yeah, and even if you went back a little further, I think I seen somebody getting shot through the infield there on that restart also. So whoever that was, if they were on the lead lap or whatnot, they got lucky with that one.
So Matt Telder, he is actually racing against the clock, trying to get as much damage possible fixed without going a lap down. He is currently the last driver on the lead lap, just trying to beat the leaders. I don't believe he can get everything fixed in time, but at least he can get some stuff fixed. There we go. So we see the leaders are coming off of turn number 4. Just as I predicted, he is going to go. So that way he can stay on the lead lap. And he at least got a little bit of damage fixed. I think if we see another caution come out, we'll see him come in again and just try to get more and more damage fixed. Texas, very, very aerodynamic fast, so he really isn't going to be setting track record speed, though. But he'll at least have had a little bit of damage fixed and might be a little bit better off if he had not come in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. If there's any damage and you can get it fixed, I always say, why not get it fixed, you know? And if you can do that without going a lap down and kind of stay in it, because cautions breed cautions, and you're seeing it. You know, there's been a few here, and I think it might be safe to say there might be one more before this thing's over.
Absolutely. We see once again Telder coming into the pits. Once again, going to try to get a little bit more damage fixed until those leaders come back around once again. Fortunate for old $10 Telder, but we'll see if he can be back into the mix here. Again, I mean, anything can happen. We might see a huge wreck up front that might catch a lot of the field up in it, and he could, you know, work his way back up to the field. You know, I mean, anything can happen here at No Limits, Texas.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there, man. Texas is a crazy place. So let's see if Kostek and the 3 can keep up with Corey Hines this time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hines has really just been the class of the field all race long. Kostek, about a third of the way through this race, really seemed to find some speed. So ever since then, as long as he can just keep up that pace and keep up that speed that he's had since then, I mean, I think he might be in good hands and might put some pressure on Corey Hines for this lead. As we're getting ready to restart here, Corey Hines on the bottom, Kostek on the top. Behind them we have Kevin Ruff and Jonathan Cofield. 5th, it is Jonah Colbert. See what happens here. This should be interesting. We'll have 19 laps to go when the green flag drops. This league does take advantage of the new restart zone that iRacing unveiled. So you're going to see a Geico logo on the bottom of the track. Starting at the beginning of the Geico logo, the leader can take off. And the leader can take off anywhere between the front of the Geico restart zone and the bottom, or at the end of the Geico restart zone. And if he does not go by the time the Geico restart zone ends, then the flagman will start the restart. So it's a fun new way for restarts to happen. I've really enjoyed it. I think it's maybe made the restarts a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, I like it 100%. We use it in the SCSRA also, and I think it's kind of cleaned up a lot of the nonsense.
So here we go. Corey Hines, great restart. Green flag back out side by side for second place between Mike Kostek and Kevin Ruff. This is for that second place position. Kevin Ruff almost to the rear quarter panel when he ends up falling in line behind the 3 as we head off of turn number 2. But he is staying right on the back bumper of that 3. Maybe looking to try to make a pass as we head into 3 and 4. No, he continues to try to set up that pass. It's a Chevy versus a Ford here as we head through 3 and 4. I mean, you could throw a blanket over the field right now. Mike Kostek starting to reel in Corey Hines for this first place position. Great run on the front stretch. Great run as we head here into turns 1 and 2. Here comes that 3 Jack Daniels machine trying to reel in your leader, Corey Hines. That time by Kostek was about a tenth faster than that 57. If he continues to maintain that pace, he will be in good hands to maybe try to take that lead here.
Yeah, I definitely look for something to happen here in the closing laps. I don't think Kostek's going to sit back there in second and let Corey have this. He's there.
Oh, yeah. He is right there. Now, I will say Corey Hines just ran his personal best lap time of the race with a 30.05. But even when Corey Hines is running his personal best, Kostick was still faster. He ran a 29.98. Kostick is right there, ready to pounce. He's just waiting for the right opportunity, just waiting and trying to set up that pass. He will be there.
Yeah, Corey was all excited to, hearing about him running his personal best stat, man, until you were like, but Kostick was faster.
Now, look at this. Andy Kurtz, he just ran the fastest lap time of the entire race for the entire field with a 29.92. He currently resides in the 7th place spot, looking to try to get by Steve McDonald for 5th. Kurtz, fastest driver on track right now. Maybe watch out for that 5 machine to make a little late race run.
Yeah, for sure.
Kostick.
That's hauling it.
Oh, yeah. He is flying around this place right now. Andy Kurtz, watch out for him. He is not, he is really up here in this pack. And look at this. Mike Kostick looking to the outside of Corey Hines, trying to fill up that mirror. Maybe trying to make a crossover on the front stretch. Yes, he does. He looks low. He can't quite get there once again. Looking high, maybe trying to arc that corner so he can get really, really low off of exit. And he is there. He is about to the rear quarter panel now, to the door of Corey Hines, side by side for this lead. Kostick taking a big risk by going up there to the outside, but high risks always have high rewards, and that high reward is that lead.
Yeah, them two racing up there has also brought along Jonah Colbert back here in the P3 spot, so anything can happen, man. This is going to be exciting.
Absolutely, and like I was talking about, the risk is that Kostick could get stuck on that outside and lose position after position, as that bottom train might be able to pass him. So he really, really needs to be careful up there, because one false move and he will lose positions. Colbert and Cofield and Kevin Ruff, who are all on that bottom. There we go. Colbert to the rear quarter panel of that 3. He is keeping him up on that outside. Colbert with the nose. Actually, no. Kostick holding his own on that outside. But there we go. Colbert with the nose as we head off of turn number 2. Side by side on the backstretch between that Jack Daniels machine and then that old Ford F-150 of Jonah Colbert. Coming off of turn number 4, he is clear. Jonah Colbert to the 2nd place spot now, back where he started this race, and he will set his sights now on your leader, Corey Hines, side by side for 3rd. Mike Kostick and Jonathan Cofield. Kostick is clear. He is just going to need to tuck in line so he doesn't lose any more positions. And look at this. Kevin Ruff looking low under Jonathan Cofield as we head here through turns 3 and 4. Great battle right now for this 4th place position, and he is able to get clear. A lot going on in the top 5 right now. We are seeing a lot of great action with 10 laps to go.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's crunch time, brother. Like I said, this is going to get good.
Jonah Colbert trying to reel in Corey Hines for this 1st place position. Hines has been the class of the field all race long, but anything can change. Right now, last time by, Colbert was actually faster than that 57 machine. If he can keep it up and maintain that pace, he may be able to reel him in and have a last lap shot or a late race shot for the lead here. Consistency is key here for Jonah Colbert. He cannot make a mistake or it may just cost him his chance at a win.
Yeah, last time he was up there, those two were racing hard, and he got a little loose and fell back a couple spots. So I'm sure that's kind of right there in the back of his mind also. So we'll see.
Kevin Ruff, Mike Kostick side by side for this 3rd place spot. Ruff with the nose here on the front stretch. They remain side by side as we head into 1 and 2. He is almost clear of Mike Kostick. Kostick trying to come back on the outside here. Ever since Kostick tried to go outside of Corey Hines, the floodgates have just kind of opened for him. I said it was a risky move right there, and it just didn't really, it kind of hurt him, and it may have cost him a chance at the win. I mean, at one point he was all over the back bumper of Corey Hines, and here he is now fallen to 4th as Kevin Ruff passes him. Certainly a tough break there for that 3 machine.
Yeah, absolutely. He was quick, too.
Jonah Colbert continuing to try to reel in Corey Hines for this lead here. About 2/10 separate first and second right now. That JC Race Graphics machine is hoping to pick up his, I believe, I know he does not run full-time in the series. I'm not exactly sure how many wins he has this season. I know he tries to run the series when he can. Always good to have Jonah Colbert running up front. Corey Hines, though, I mean, just has been the class of the field and just been absolutely dominant, representing Elite Performance Industries tonight. We always have EPI's commercials before each of our broadcasts. And glad that we have a member of the EPI team running very, very well here tonight. Jonah Colbert, though, catching him a lot. Great run on the front stretch. Great run through 1 and 2. That 31 is coming. And Gavin Ruff there as well. If something happens with your front two, he is there to maybe pounce and try to take the lead here.
Yeah, man, we only got a handful of laps here. These boys are going after it.
Absolutely. 4 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Jonah Colbert right there on the back bumper of Corey Hines, just trying to find any sort of thing possible to get him that lead. Digging through the hat of tricks here. Just trying to find any sort of speed or to just try to get by that 57. And he's also got a lot of pressure. He's trying to hold off Kevin Ruff in that 24, who is running very, very fast right now. 3 laps to go. You could throw a blanket over your top 3. This is going to be a fantastic final 3 laps, I can tell. What is going to happen here? Can Corey Hines, who has dominated all race long, pick up the win? It'll be his 3rd win of the season. Or can Jonah Colbert maybe pick up the victory after kind of being the bridesmaid all race long? Or can an underdog like Kevin Ruff, who started in the back portion of the field, maybe potentially take the upset? All of those questions will be answered here with 2 laps to go. Colbert still right there on the back bumper of the 57. Corey Hines just trying anything to reel him in. He loses him off of turn number 2. That seems to be kind of Colbert's struggle spot.
Yeah, I've been noticing that too. Corey Hines has just been getting off turn 2 just amazing. And Colbert, that's where he's losing a lot of ground.
And uh-oh, this is exactly what Corey Hines wants to see. Side by side for second, Kevin Ruff, Jonah Colbert. Ruff able to get clear into that 2nd place spot. And with these two side by side battling, that will slow both of them down and allow Corey Hines to extend that lead. He has a 4:10 lead as we head on the backstretch into 3 and 4. Corey Hines has gotten 2 wins this season as he comes off of turn number 4. He is looking to make it 3. Corey Hines is your winner here at Texas Motor Speedway. Gavin Ruff will end up finishing 2nd. Jonah Colbert will take 3rd. We got Kostick in 4th. Jonathan Cofield will finish 5th. What a race.
Man, yeah, man, that was definitely a pretty awesome race to sit here and watch and call with you, and man, that was exciting.
Absolutely fantastic last lap pass there from Kevin Ruff to take that 2nd place position from Jonah Colbert. And here we go, Corey Hines getting burning down. Remember, folks, we're going to have our post-race interviews, and then stick right with us because we are getting ready to broadcast the Rebels Truck Series, which will be coming up right after this. So just, oh, wow. Corey, oh my gosh, what in the world? It's a demolition derby on the front stretch. So we got 3rd place finisher Jonah Colbert in the waiting room. The man from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. This is his home track. Let's go ahead and pull him in and have a chat. Jonah, this is Atlee and Eddie in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Allie, how's it going?
Going pretty good up here in the broadcast booth, and looks like it was going pretty good for you out there on track. We know you started in the second place spot, and you're pretty much around there for a lot of tonight's event. We did see a little bit of a hiccup one time on a restart where you got really loose off of 2, and that cost you a couple spots. But late in the race, you were able to work your way back up to second. And we saw on the last lap, Ruff was just able to get back by you, but still great top 3 run. I mean, what was your take on tonight's event?
Yeah, the cautions just didn't fall in my favor. Ran a certain strategy and it ended up not working because when the cautions started coming out, it just kind of threw everything off. So I had made my bed, so I kind of had to lie in it. And at that point, I was just trying to race hard to see if I could make anything happen, but just wasn't able to.
So what was your pitch strategy for tonight?
I was able to shut the truck off in 1 and 2, and I was good 51, 52 laps, so I could make it on one stop. And I think maybe only one other driver could, and I think that was Brandon Wallace. He was in chat with me, but I saw the Hines, I think the guy that won. He pit like on 48 or 49. I knew he wasn't going to make it, and I was running him down, and then the caution came out and kind of messed me up. So yeah. Clean air is everything at Texas because it's a 1-lane track, so you have to be able to. Yeah, you got to be able to have that clean air because it just gets too tight. As you saw there at the last 3 laps, I didn't even fight. Who was that? Huff. Yeah, once he got a run on me, I just let him have it because I mean I'd already burnt my right front up trying to get a run on the leader, but with dirty air, there's just no way it won't turn off of 2. So
now we'll say this. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Eddie.
I was gonna say, yeah, it looked like 2, coming off of 2 was giving you trouble there, and that looked like where Corey was able to kind of distance, and you kind of yo-yo yourself around back there until turn 2 come and lose a lot of spots there, or a lot of time there. Was that due to the right front wearing off?
No, it was just dirty air. I mean,
gotcha.
On a long run, if you're running like 45 lap run there, it's easy to save the right front on turn 1 and 2, and then it just comes down to who saved more, and you can get a run on people. But when you got a 10-15 lap shootout, you just have to. I mean, you got to send it as hard as it'll go, and whoever has the clean air is going to have the better right front at the end, and he did. So, and Huff wasn't racing me that hard, and he saved his right front a little bit, where I burned it up trying to get around everybody. So he had more right front there at the end. That's why I didn't even bother fighting him. I didn't want to wreck him, so I just let him have it.
And before I let you go, Jonah, is there any sponsors or shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to Cofield Asphalt Finishing and Chuck Pegleg Felts for the Pull Award. Thanks for Tennessee Broadcasting for putting this thing together and broadcasting it for us every week. It's always cool to go back and watch it. And shout out to Kindred Farm and Ranch for the Wreckage Rewind. And that's it.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on the podium tonight, Jonah. Have a great rest of your night.
Thanks.
All right, so we're now going to pull in your second place finisher, man from Evansville, Indiana, Kevin Ruff. This is Atlee and Eddie in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, great run for you tonight. You were the biggest mover of the race, gaining 12 spots after starting in 14th. And you had your work cut out for you, working your way up to the field. I mean, what was your take on tonight's event?
Well, first off, I want to give a shout out to my teammate Ryan Huff. We were sitting there talking at the beginning of the race, and he was like, right now on a full tank run, to empty, you're almost 48 to 49 laps. So going through my mind that whole time on that first run, I'm like, man, I got to get 50 laps. So I was clutching it the last 15 laps in that first fuel run, and I was one of 3 that was able to get 50 full laps on the track. So I was thinking it was going to be fuel strategy, and then that caution came out. I really thought it was going to mess me up. I really thought I was going to lose more positions than I did, but I must have had a really good pit stop because I come out, I think I was in 4th place. So, but the best one, Ford F-150, was lightning fast tonight. I think if I had a couple more laps, I think I could have gave Corey a run for his money. Don't know if I can get around him. Corey's a damn good racer. But overall, man, just really happy. I'm still a rookie in this league. This is my 3rd race in here, but I love it. It's a lot of fun running.
And before I let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs you'd like to thank for your second place finish?
I'd like to give a shout out to who I work for in real life, Best One Tire. They support me on this, let me run their paint scheme, stuff like that. I'd like to give a shout out to Moser Racing. They're new into the sim racing world with direct drive wheels and pedals and stuff. I've got their R9 wheel and base set up, and it's been very smooth. Helped me out a bunch overall. How well I run now. Just really, that's it, man. Just thankful I'm in this league. Thankful for you guys up in the booth broadcasting it. So thank you guys.
Well, again, congratulations on the podium tonight. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you. We see Matt Clement has just let me know that P1 Corey Hines has a dead mic, so no first place interview, but still congratulations to Corey on the win. And, I mean, that was a great race. I mean, final takes, Eddie?
Yeah, man. Corey Himes is pretty fast here at Texas. That's what I learned tonight. Jonah Colbert, he came close and ended up with a P3, and Cabin Ruff was really fast too. So, but man, yeah, that was an exciting race to watch, and we started getting the cautions. They definitely multiplied and brought some more excitement, and it was a pretty good race overall, I think.
I want to thank one more time Hardline Transport Solutions Incorporated for sponsoring the Outlaw Truck Series. Without their support, this would not be possible. And also, got to thank all of the admins: Seth Griffith, Alex Veith, Brandon Wallace, Daniel Cunningham, Jonah Colbert, Josh Oswald, Matt Clement, Davey Jones, Eddie Smith, Garrett Kinder, Jason Warren, and Michael Swink. Without them, they do so much behind the scenes that a lot of people don't really realize. So without them, this league would not run as smoothly as it does. So thank you to the entire admin team for all that they do for this league. And I want to thank all the viewers for tuning in to watch tonight's broadcast. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook and 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Check out our Twitter, Intensity Broad 1. We're always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. Also, make sure to check out our web store, intensitybroadcasting.com. There you can find all of our Intensity Broadcasting merch, At Luis Racing merch, auto racing novelty t-shirts, and make sure to visit the Original Rebels collection and pick up Original Rebels Racing League bubble-free stickers, and Original Rebels Racing League photo paper poster, or Original Rebels Racing League t-shirt. I'm at.
Also got to give a shout out to Josh Hall tonight too. Hopefully he gets to feeling better and popping some wheelies. So shout out for Josh tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Josh Hall could not make it tonight. He is in the ER, so prayers out to him. Hopefully his back can get better, and I'm doing the best I can to sub for him. But I'm Atman Weast on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.